of Steve's work. That's a great body of work, ladies and gentlemen. All kidding aside, we're here for Steve Thompson. I'm here for Steve Thompson, and I'll share this with you because the work speaks for itself about the guy. He invited me a long time ago to come to his house to listen to a fresh production of an album by Life of Agony called Ugly. And regardless of what you think of the record, the fact that this gentleman invited me into his home to come and listen to this record, and as I sat there and watched him pensively and excitedly, like a little boy, waiting for approval or disapproval of his work, showed me the passion that he had for this. And that's the thing that I like about Steve, his passion. And now we're going to bring out a gentleman who's going to give you more light about Steve Thompson and his career. This gentleman has played guitar for tons of people, including one of my faves, Mr. David Bowie. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Carlos Alomar to the stage.
Wow, not bad. What an amazing array of artists, eh? Although I see they left some of them out. Every mother's nightmare, the Butthole Surfers. Look, no, I'm serious. He's played with a lot of bands. I saw him dining with the Fine Young Cannibals and playing with God's Little Monkeys and the Wu-Tang Clan, not to mention Screedy Politi. I mean, when a man can make a band that isn't a band sound good, that's pretty good. Now, there are two things that are abundantly clear from viewing this video. One, Steve Thompson's imprint has been paramount to the success of these famous artists. And number two is his standard of excellence. Now, excellence is not subjective but objective, or that is to say that it is something that one's efforts are intended to accomplish, a purpose, a goal, a target. With over 250 million copies sold and Grammy Awards to his credit, my friend Steve Thompson has been hitting that mark for years. And tonight we honor him for his efforts. I first met Steve years ago when we were working together on David Bowie's Tumble and Twirl album and the remix. And over the years, I found him to be a producer of exemplary vision. But it is not enough to have a vision. It must be coupled with a skill set that will help you bring that vision to fruition. For over 4 decades, Steve has expanded his job description by his efforts. Starting out as a guitar player in New York City, he elevated himself to become a DJ, then to a remixer of dance music, and a composer and arranger, and finally, becoming the producer that he is today. From classical to Americana, electronica and dance, from R&B, reggae, and hip-hop to pop and rock, Steve Thompson has influenced them all. It is with extreme pride that tonight we induct my dear friend Steve Thompson into the Long Island Music Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Long Island's own Steve Thompson.
What the hell am I doing here? What's up, Long Island? How we doing tonight? Oh, I figured this is something we get when you're either retired or dead. And I just want to let everybody know I'm not retired or dead yet. And I have to say one thing. I like to thank God for all my blessings and to having a great sense of humor to guide me through my life. And before I get to the humor, I have to say one special thanks, because to me, I would be nothing without not having my wife, Joanne, here. Oh, there you are. She has been through me with everything you can imagine. In fact, people say hey, Steve, you got to do a movie. You have to do a book. And I said, no. Joanne's been there from day one, and I'll say a quick story. I was a DJ in a club in Long Island, Channel 80, and I met Joanne there. And we dated for probably about 6 months. And I went to her one day and I said, hey, Joanne, I'm a record producer. She goes, yeah, right. Okay, yeah. She had no idea. She didn't believe me. So one day I sent a limo to pick her and her girlfriend up to go to the studio in New York. I don't think she still believes me. Anyway, a couple of things. Joanne, I love you and thank you for being with me. I mean, the hours and everything that you sacrificed in your life to be with me, I love you so much, and the biggest praise in the world. Love you. I have no speech. I have no clue what I'm going to say, but there's a couple of things in my musical career I have to acknowledge. I would like to give a special thank you to Clive Davis for being probably my biggest mentor in the world. Clive, hold on a second. I have to say, I've experienced a lot of things in music, but to work with Clive and have Clive trust me with his best artists in the world to work with is absolutely amazing and a dream come true. And anybody who doesn't know Clive, I've worked with everybody in the world, worked with the best artists in the world. There's nobody better than this man to know what a great song is, how to cultivate a career for an artist. And I want to see more Clives in this business, because to me, there's nothing I could say that could better that. And Clive, thank you so much for being my mentor and tell me how to enjoy a great song. You're awesome, Clive. Also, I'd like to give special thanks to Dennis McNamara, who we had a great relationship in Long Island. I used to work in clubs in Long Island, and I would do remixes like, Tears for Fears, Shout, Talk Talk, It's My Life, Psychedelic Furs. And I would give them to WLIR. And we developed a relationship, great radio station. We had such a great bond. I would work till 4 o'clock in the morning. Dennis says, hey, you want to do the morning show with me at 6? I said, sure, what the heck, just give me some good coffee. And we had such amazing times. And what I loved about LAR, it was such a groundbreaking station to bring a lot of new music to the forefront. Also, I'd like to give special thanks to Fingers, crazy man that he is. We had some great metal moments together. I would work in Long Island, go in the studio in New York, and Sundays we had special metal softball in Long Island. We would do the softball games, and we had people like all the rock bands are out there, Chris Angel and everything like that. And then we would go to Larkfield Lanes in East Northport and do thrash bowling. And BAB, we would call Fingers up, hey, Fingers, play this song. So we kind of had like our own private radio station. And I love Fingers for that. And I'm not going to take you up your time, but it's such a great honor being brought up in Long Island. I think I have the natural evolution of a New Yorker. Born in Brooklyn, lived in Queens, lived in Long Island, and lived in Manhattan. And to have an honor like this bestowed on me is something I can't even imagine. And again, I'd like to thank all the people in the music industry. And there's one thing I have to say, I think the turning point in my life, everybody says, well, how do you work on all different genres of music? And I said, it's easy. I grew up with the British Invasion, Motown, James Brown, and in the 70s, to me, the game breaker was David Bowie, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin. That was the game changer. And Roger, if you're still out there, thank you so much for probably one of my favorite albums of all time you've worked on. And the one thing I could say to the music of today, I work on a lot of new music, EDM, and everything like that, and I love it. But I'm hoping to see that the music industry lets artists be artists, let them create the art, let them be adventurous, let them create. I know it's a pop market out there, and I love pop music, but at the same time, music is an art, and I really feel that artists today should be able to experiment and really do what they do. And that's how we're gonna find the new Pink Floyds, the new Marvin Gayes, the new Led Zeppelins, the new Rolling Stones, the new Beatles. That's what we need to do. And I understand it's a bottom line business, but the bottom line is you make that music, people would buy it. Thank you very much, Long Island. Love you. Take care.
Let's hear it for Steve Thompson.